Kia ora bladers, Morena, and welcome to Blader News. You're not going to believe this clip I'm going to show you at the beginning of the show here. It is insane. Now, it's not a land, but it doesn't take away from the fact that it is insane. It comes from News, and it is a hurricane topsail on the staple ledges. Now, I got it absolutely tiny there, so you can't see it, so I'm going to have to enhance that in post. But here's Neil's going for a hurricane topsail at the famous staple ledges. You know the one. I've been to that in person. That thing is unskateable. It is so insanely high. Now, sadly, he got robbed on his second attempt here. He is so close to getting it. He like rolls away 1 foot, and you can feel the frustration in his scream. But sadly, it did beat him. You can tell how beat up he got on this. And there's two things I took away from this. One, Nils is insane and one of the fucking coolest people in blading. Two is that I always wonder what happens when you don't land a hurricane topsail, because it kind of seems like one you can't miss. But three, this comment from Julian stood out to me here, where he talks about wanting to do the same trick at the spot. And you know, Julian Kudo, he could do any trick. It's like playing a video game watching him skate, you know. But he talks about wanting to do it, going there, and being there for 2 hours and checking out, not being able to attempt it. I think that should put into scale how insane this trick is. And you can tell by this clip how close Nils is to landing it. Like, he definitely can do it. I hope he gets the opportunity to try again. He did put it out there that anyone else can try if they want. He won't be mad if you steal it. But I don't know, man. He got robbed. He's got that he's got that trick for sure. I never thought I'd see the day, but we have clips of Justin Bieber doing some aggressive rollerblading. He's been doing like some kind of Twitch deal right now where he's live streaming all the time. At some point, he jumped on some aggressive skates and tried to do some grinds.
I'm just trying to see how like slippery it is, because these are meant for that. I think like the little.
It's interesting to point out that he is skating some Franky Morales skate here. He's on the Franky Morales 4 Pro skate, this one here. I think the fact that these skates look so dope, you know, they look like a Jordan, has sold a bunch of them and got blading in front of a bunch of people. This is like living proof right here. Hopefully we see more, and that's not it. I couldn't actually find the original clip on a stream. I think it's been taken down, which sucks. So if anyone's got that, please DM me or something. I want to see more context of this. But yeah, now there are a ton of new skates to talk about, but the first thing I want to talk about today is a quick rant, and that is, can we please stop sharing, but more so creating crappy rollerblading AI art? I can't stand it. It's disgusting. There are so many, like, rollerblading's a creative field. There are so many talented people in blading that actually are talented, they actually have a skill, and all of them are being screwed by AI. And every time some loser uses it to make some kind of thing that they're going to say they created, it's terrible. It's shit all around. Every time I see like a skate shop or a brand or something use AI, I'm instantly put off them, because it's just so unethical. It's absolute trash. And most importantly, it looks like shit. You have no talent for using it. It's so crap. One of the ones that pissed me off the most was this particular little short here. I've done some animation myself, and it's extremely hard. And there's a lot, it's like a lot that goes into it. And it's a really like high skill thing to do. And to see someone like blatantly try to act like they achieved the same thing here. Like they went out and they animated this thing here, when in reality, this is just crappy AI generated shit that they tried to cover by putting this stupid logo over the top of the AI generated watermark, right? The only props I give this person is that if you go to their shitty Instagram page, they do say they're an AI influencer, which an AI rapper, by the way, that I'm sure that's good. The fact that they're hiding it at all shows how embarrassed they are, that because they know they have no talent. You know, they got no talent. Typing in a fucking prompt is not talent. You know, hire someone to make it instead. Don't do this shit. And this is just the beginning. Like, I've already seen some talk in like skateboarding where people starting to theorize. They will comment on clips being like, how can we be sure this wasn't AI? We are months away from that being a reality, where you won't be able to know if a clip you saw in an edit actually happened or whether it's AI generated. And that is terrifying. How are we going to debunk that? How are we going to be able to prove that the edits we put out are real? You know, like, how are we going to separate the skaters who are actually putting their half on the line and are actually good at skating from someone who's just good at using AI? It's a terrible future, and we're kind of screwed. The absolute minimum we can do right now is just not engage with AI shit at all, and don't fool yourself into thinking you're an artist if you use it, because you ain't. Work on yourself and get a real skill, okay? Fuck AI art. Last thing before we get to the products, we've got a quick plug for the community skate awards Tom's doing. This GoFundMe here, every dollar raised will be given to skaters, minus the transaction fees, which is like, it's like $100 or something. Every dollar will go to skaters who are making the scene better, not AI artists. Actual people out there putting their half on the line and keeping the scene alive. The first skate we're talking about today is from Echo, and Echo was proving they're for the scene by giving their first ever pro skate to Hayden Ball. And it's this really cool colorway here. It reminds you of the Don Brandbrick SL. It's like a gray blue, And most interestingly is it has a Icon frame on it, meaning they're working with Icon to sell the skate how he actually skates it. Obviously, that was pretty common back in the day, but these days, brands don't like to work together. It would be hard to buy a skate set up how a pro skate actually skates it. So this is really cool to see that that's how Echo was doing their first pro skate, and it has the 10% royalty to Hayden on top. Very good signs from Echo, and I've only ever heard good things about the skate, so shout out to them. I think this company is a massive improvement over the old Anarchy skates they used to sell, and they definitely seem committed to rollerblading, so definitely a skate worth checking out. The next skate, there must be something in the water because it's another like navy blue skate, and it's coming from another great company, Standard Skate Co., a pro skate for Brian Weis, as Weis, right? Brian Weis. I apologize, Brian, I'm definitely saying your name wrong. It's a really nice looking skate. It features the new anti-rocker frame that Stan has been working on for a while now, and it has a bunch of other little improvements to the skate to improve the fit, including some changes to the cuff area of the boot, the shell itself, not the cuff, to get rid of some pressure points, which I remember having some issues with, so I'm hyped to hear that. They also have a new heel pad that's a bit more rubbery, which is nice. I was hanging out for the edit to come out with this because Standard never disappoints with the edit, and it came a few weeks after coming out, the other day now, and it did not disappoint. This is an excellent edit. Another one you should definitely watch today if you haven't seen it. I think Brian absolutely kills on this. It's got one of my favorite tricks of all time. I think it's the ender. He does a leap salt down a handrail, does a gap into a stair roll forward. It's insane. But he also ups the standard for roll-ins, because pretty much every single roll-in he does, he threes into, and generally it's off a grind, which I think is sick. So another excellent watch, another great piece. Massive congrats to him. Make sure you check it out. And then Michael Mitzeman got a second pro skate, and again, he didn't play it safe. He took some risks with this one, with a pretty unique colorway, one I've never seen before. It's a really interesting shade of like creamy brown. It's just a typical sway boot, but what I like is he's incorporated the eye hole, or I'm calling it an eye hole, but it's just the slot in the sway. He's put eyes in the liner that line up so they're peeking out, and it's really cool. I like the touch of the clear sole plate too. He's the only one using that, and it's a very interesting choice of colors to do like a brownie cream with a blue and a pink. Definitely taking risks, and I think it works. It makes it stand out, you know. And as always, just like everyone else I talked about today, Michael Mitzeman did not disappoint by also releasing one of the, I think, his best edit yet. It's a long one, but it doesn't feel long, which should give it massive praise, because, you know, some skate edits can feel long. This one is long and it doesn't feel long. And yeah, it's my favorite one from him yet. He just absolutely nails that balance between doing like standard tricks perfectly, like super styly tricks, alongside like some very out the box thinking new skating to keep it interesting so it's not boring. And he returns to some of the spots that you only ever see him skate, because he's just in a league of his own, and he's one-upping himself every step of the way. It's a great watch, another one you should definitely watch. Massive congrats to Michael. I'm hyped on everything he does. And then Sega and them skates got back together to bring this second Jet Set Radio collab skate, and it's kind of the yang to the yin of the last one, as it's like the opposite color. The other one was like a yellow. This one is blue, and it looks great. And you also notice it's a big wheel skate. It's a Them 80, and I think that is perfect, because I was over in the Jet Set Radio subreddit because I made a Jet Set Radio edit, and I wanted to share it there one time. I infiltrated, but I've noticed there that there's a lot of non-bladers that have bought those skates, and judging by the fact that they made a second one, it obviously was a huge success. It does make a lot more sense to give them a big wheel skate versus an aggressive skate, and it looks great. It's like a clear blue here, and you might be thinking, oh man, I want to skate that clear blue skate, put my liner in it. Well, you can, because they do release an aggressive version of it with a blue sole plate, so you can go do some grinds. They do some sole grinds, and it also has the door open still for the new skaters to find out about aggressive skating. Another super successful collab from Them Skates. And speaking of Them Skates, over on the website, they released the first version, the first ever copy of the Too Easy magazine. It's 60 pages, man. And that's a book, bro. And I really want it, but I went to go ship it here. It's going to cost, I think it was like $40 US to ship it to me. So, or more than that, which is a shame. If anyone at Them watches this, please add like a snail mail option for this so I can get it. And then Roces came back with a new skate, and they started doing the teaser post again. Here was the teaser, and it got everyone's hopes up that this was going to be a monster collab, because goddamn, it looks like a monster. Anyway, but it wasn't a monster. It actually had a nice rainbow print on the side splattered on. And you might have missed it, but this is a Niels Jansen Pro Skate. You can only tell that from it writing on the tongue. It's not written anywhere else on it. Niels collabed with a local Latvian artist, Kiwi, that he's worked with before, to make the skate. So it's both their skates kind of, and I think that's probably why it ended up being the most expensive skate Roces has ever made, coming at 450 euros, which is 1,000 New Zealand dollars, man. It's 1,000 New Zealand dollars. That's insane for such an old skate with only slight changes to it. But we'll come back to that. The skate features the word peace written on the back, has this nice rainbow scribble on the sole plate and the side of the boot. It has peace written in a bunch of different languages on the wheels, and it has coordinates to the world's biggest peace sign created by Kiwi, written on the frame as well. That's what those numbers are. And overall, I think this is a great looking skate, and obviously other people thought so too, because this skate sold out in pre-orders within 24 hours. It was like 12 hours. It was all sold out in every size. And that is despite the really high price point. Now, just to quickly talk about that price point, I find it so hard to justify this price point. I don't know why. This skate is so old. This skate, the mold is essentially free for Roces. They've had it. It's like the first ever skate mold. Yeah, it has a new sole plate, so that's a new mold, and it's got a new liner, which they've had for a while now, and new frames, which they've also had for a while now. But this skate feels like, I think it is twice as expensive as it should be. It just doesn't make any sense. Like, if they argue the fact that they made new parts for it, push the price up, I just don't believe that, because I mean, not to compare them, but to compare them to them skates, them just made a whole new skate mold completely from scratch. Every part of it is brand new, the 901, and it is the cheapest skate. So it's just not impossible. Just making one new part should not double the price of the skate, especially when the mold is so popular and so old. Now, this skate has become one of Roces' most controversial drops today, which is really saying something. And I really think that's mostly because it feels... The fact that it's so expensive makes it feel exploitative when you're putting messages like world peace, especially in such an unpeaceful time in the world. But I think the fact that it is so unpeaceful in the world right now does make it more important than ever to like put the idea of peace out there. It's a very not easy position to win. And it's a story that's still developing that I'll probably dive into more later. Because it led to Nils kind of lashing out a little bit and calling out Tom, saying he's taking money, he's taking the biggest cut from all the events he runs, and it led to a hate thread on the rollerblading, which is super lame. But it's all still developing. I'll let Tom talk for himself and we'll see what's going from there. One thing we can look forward to with this is if that opening clip today is anything to go off of, then the promo edit for these skates is going to be insane, and we can all love that. We'll hang out for that one. All right, so the rest of the skates we're talking about are more rumors, nothing confirmed, which means we're probably going to get a lot wrong, but they are pretty exciting. The first one is the least exciting, but it's still cool, and that's a new Razor skate being spotted here. Now, let me enhance that. It's Maka, right? I don't know if I can say her name right, but here she's clearly skating a new, I think it almost looks like a Genesis, actually, looking at that. I thought maybe it was a Shift, but there's some kind of new gray Razor skate here that is rumored to be a new pro skate for someone. I thought it would have come out of Blading Cup, but it hasn't come out yet. Maybe it came out from people there. No one ever leaks any pictures from it. It's crazy. But yeah, it looks cool. And most importantly to point out from this is Maka's throwaway clips. And they're so sick. These are throwaway clips, dude. That was the sickest fish brain I've ever seen. That was so cool. With the look at the camera, what a flex. But anyway, next skate. Got to give another shout out to Uncle Ollie's brief history of inline on Facebook again, because he spotted Eugen testing out some new skates. And apparently it's a prototype for a new USD skate under the USD brand that uses the Kaiser sole frames. Now you might think it's a skin skate, but apparently Eugen just put like a sock on it to hide it. And these clips, these are clips from like a clothing ad he was doing, according to Ollie here. And they look great. Now, apparently they've been working on these for 2 years now, which makes me think it might be the new Aeon, the like sole frame Aeon that would kind of check out with the Kaiser sole frame being on it. No one's linked that yet, but that's my theory. Rollerblading detectives thought they might have got the name for the skate. Here, Nelson, I know Nelson, shout out to him. He saw that the second skin wide was out for pre-order, and it mentioned a ADL fit, or ADL shell, standing for all day long. And they thought maybe that's going to be the name of these new skates. They're going to be the all day long brand skates. But the other detectives in the comments here pointed out that they've always had that name. It's just like a sizing name they have that Powerslide uses for the skates. And it's got to do with how wide the cuff is or something. They just put the all day long if it's that kind of fit. So we'll have to wait and see what the name of the skate is. I'm guessing it's the Aeon 2, which would be a little confusing. Maybe they'll have a new name. We'll see. I don't think Powerslide's the best at naming skates. I'll be real. So don't get your hopes up, you know? And then I got to thank Uncle Ollie again, because he brought my attention to this new company. That's right. There's another new skate company. I thought the last episode would be the last time I mentioned it, but Who knows? Maybe this one is another new skate company. This one's called Motion. It looks pretty damn good. I'll be real. It's got a unique selling point. This is a company started by Andrew. I'm not going to murder his last name. And the skate is a skinned carbon fiber skate. And it looks pretty damn sweet. It's very shoe-like. The name of the this colorway is going to be called the Origin White 2. Definitely some good vibes to it overall. Now you might be thinking, hey, that's just a picture. Well, Motion's actually been on tour showing off the skate. They have a working prototype, and I would have been at Blading Cup if you were there, so you've probably seen it if you were there, because there's a very skated V1 prototype. And it does look so good. It looks very shoe-like. I can see that. It stands out above the other kind of carbon alternatives. It has a unique look, which you can't really say for a lot of plastic skates. Ask someone outside of skating the difference between an M12 and a 99. They ain't gonna tell. They will be like, that's the same skate. And these skates are set to come out mid-2026, so next year. And with the last update being that they have got V2 on the way with some slight changes to the fit, and that the overall performance has been good so far. So things look like they're on track. And overall, I'm pretty excited about this one. If you want to stay in the loop, make sure you follow Motion Skate Company on Instagram. It will be linked in the description. Or follow me and I'll keep you in the loop, hopefully. I can't get over how many skate companies there are right now, and the fact that there's every month a new one popping up. It really doesn't make any sense. I swear there's more brands in skateboarding than there is brands in running shoes, or in skateboarding, which there's just not enough people to sustain that. It's insane. It doesn't make any sense. I had some theories as to how the industry is surviving this, and that's the theory that most of us have way too many skates. We buy like one of everything, right? And I'd put a poll out to you guys. We had 700 people respond, and I was kind of wrong, because the most popular one, most people only have one pair of skates, and those people are smart. So shout out to them. That's how you should do it. You'll be a much better skater like that. And it was only 26% of people that have more than 4 pairs. So, but I believe these 26% of people are holding up the industry. The people that have like one of every single skate for no reason at all, they're keeping the companies in check for now. So pat yourself on the back for that. But I would definitely recommend sticking to one skate company, man. If you find a skate that fits you, that's all that matters. Everything else doesn't matter, man. Just stick to it. You'll be a better skater overall. The poll's still open, by the way. I'll have the link in the description. You can comment out what skates you have. I want to see what's the most common out of my viewers, so it'd be cool to see. And then somehow I have 2 more videos to recommend you real quick. The first one, if you have a lot of time to kill, you want to get hyped for your next session, you should watch Seasick Here by Per Diems. I'm sure I'm saying I got correct on that name. I'm never gonna remember it, but I love everything that these guys do. This is like one of the coolest crews in blading, with Jake Dotson and Josiah, and all the boys in there absolutely kill it. And this is a great piece you should definitely check out. But if you don't have as much time to kill, then you got to watch the Cody Lampert's and Cemetery Dancer, because it's another great little artsy piece with some really good skating from Cody that you should definitely check out. And while you get a preview of it in the background, I want to give a massive thank you to my Blade News correspondents. I cannot make the show without them, as well as the rest of my patrons and members. Rollerblading is a super small niche, and it's incredibly hard to dedicate the days it takes to make these kind of videos and this research. And yeah, the more support I get, the easier it is to stop getting things wrong. So shout out to my patrons. And if you want to help me, consider signing up there, or liking, subscribing helps just as much. But yeah, out of everything, I hope you watch these edits I linked today and go for a skate today. I'll see you out there. Peace out.